Do you know that Real Madrid and Barcelona legally signed Alfredo Di Stefano in 1953 in a single transfer window? How is that possible? You heard me right. Barcelona was his legal owner, Real Madrid was his legal owner. Make I give you the gist I take up on. You see, back in 1949, Di Stefano, they played for Argentina. He was an Argentine player. He was playing with River Plate. But in 1949, Argentina experienced what we call a player strike. So every player, no the player, no they play for clubs again. So what now happened? This man called Alfredo Di Stefano moved to Millonarios. Millonarios was a Colombian club. But as at then, this is the most important part of this story. As at then, Colombia were not under the FIFA rule. During the El Dorado era, they were not under the FIFA rule again. So as at then, many Colombian clubs signed player without a formal transfer agreement. Since players, they are not under FIFA rule now. So what was it? You can sign any player you like. So that was exactly how Millonarios got Di Stefano. Di Stefano also was desperate to play. Remember, there's a strike back in his own country, Argentina. There's a player strike. He was desperate to play. And Millonarios, they're one of the best team in the world then. They're one of the greatest team in the world then in Colombia. Millonarios, he joined them. Now, European clubs started noticing him from Millonarios, and here comes 1953. Barcelona were the first to make a move. Barcelona contacted River Plate because under the FIFA rule, Di Stefano is still under contract with River Plate. Remember, it was only a player strike that made him leave River Plate. Nobody said they're terminating contract. So legally, he's still under a contract at River Plate. A strike does not mean that they don't sack you from your work. You remember now. So now, he is under a contract with River Plate. Barcelona negotiated with River Plate. They agreed the fee, everything, and everything was all done and dusted. Barcelona were convinced that they have signed Alfredo Di Stefano. The boards were celebrating. Fans have already started picturing Alfredo Di Stefano's picture on their head in a Barcelona jersey. Yeah, Real Madrid actually, there is a president called Santiago Bernabeu that Real Madrid used to have back then. Santiago Bernabeu felt like, I'm not going to do this way. This guy is not playing for River Plate. He's actually playing for Millonarios. So instead of him to approach River Plate, he approached Millonarios. Millonarios claimed that he is under a contract with them because he's actively playing with the Millonarios, which is legally right as at then. So Real Madrid negotiated with Millonarios and they bought the rights of Alfredo Di Stefano. Now there is a problem. Barcelona have the right for Alfredo Di Stefano to play. Real Madrid also have the right for Alfredo Di Stefano to play. This became a very tense situation. In fact, FIFA and the Spanish Football Federation, they had to intervene. And they came up with a very, very crazy idea. The crazy idea was that, okay, so that una two no go dey fight, both Barcelona and Real Madrid. Here's what we will do. Di Stefano will play one season at Barcelona. He will play another season at Real Madrid. He will keep alternating between the two clubs till the end of his career or till the time he decides to leave Spain as a whole. That was the craziest football transfer strategy idea anybody ever proposed. That was a proposal made by the FIFA and the committee in the Spanish Football Federation. So maybe they switch that guy one season. You just imagine, Lamine Yamal play for Barcelona this year, Lamine Yamal play for Real Madrid next season. He go on the alternative like that. That was the idea. But Barcelona, Barcelona has always been a club that is built on, good reputation. They were like, no. We're not going to be dragged into this messy thing. We're not going to be dragged into it. We're going to actually pull out of the deal. That was how Barcelona pulled out of the deal. Barcelona pulled out of the deal. They collected back their refund from River Plate. They buy this boy again. They drag him with Real Madrid. That was immediately when Real Madrid completed the signing. Real Madrid now officially bought the River Plate right, bought the Millonarios right. So they bought the two rights, and suddenly Alfredo Di Stefano became a Real Madrid player. But in his first game was a very terrible 5-0 loss. He lost 5-0, but when the season started, Di Stefano started showing what nobody had ever seen before in Europe. He was leading the attack, leading the press, doing defending, tackling, organizing play. He was doing everything. He became a leader on the pitch. And because the Champions League has just started, then they used to call it the European Cup there. Because the thing just starts, Alfredo Di Stefano with Real Madrid, they won 5 in a row. And because of the fact that they won 5 in a row, that gave Real Madrid global dominance, global influence. Everybody started hearing the name Real Madrid across the world. Oh, there is a certain European club. Even if you're in South America, you go hear Real Madrid, where they dominate Europe. So they became a European superpower house. And why I said this Di Stefano transfer strategy changed the way transfer strategy they work forever. Reason means that After this transfer of the Stefano, because of the huge success that the Stefano brought to Real Madrid, everybody started thinking, oh, so a single player can change the fate of a football club. That was why they actually changed the strategy. You can see Ajax going for the likes of Johan Cruyff, Barcelona going for Johan Cruyff, Napoli with Diego Maradona. In fact, in recent time, we have Cristiano Ronaldo to Real Madrid. So it changed the way they were viewing the thing. Now, the biggest what if in football up to date is that, what if the Stefano joined Barcelona? Remember, before 1953, Real Madrid were not a powerhouse. In fact, they have just won 2 league titles in 23 years before 1953. Barcelona were the powerhouse. Atletico Madrid were powerhouse then. In fact, Atletico Madrid has just won back-to-back league titles prior to 1953. So, Real Madrid were not now nowhere to be found. But the Stefano picked them up and changed their fortune. So, the biggest what if is that, what if they had signed the Stefano to Barcelona, which means Barcelona would be the one to gain the global recognition. The Stefano was able to help Real Madrid attract good players, the postcards to Real Madrid. Barcelona would be the one to attract those good players. So just that what if maybe Barcelona would be the most successful club in the world today, not Real Madrid.
Visca Barça, Visca Catalonia. Please follow River Nation on Facebook and also subscribe to my YouTube channel. God bless you.